Etsy ads don't work. It's a waste of money and resources, and it's not right for me. Listen, I've heard it before. When something doesn't go your way, it's easy to automatically say, this doesn't work, this is trash, this is a waste of money. But chances are you're probably not making the right tweaks in order for ads to work for you. Sure, they're not going to work for everybody, they're not going to work for every situation or niche, but in most cases, you can get them to work for you and give you a nice return on your investment. Today, I'm going to give you 5 Etsy ad tweaks to get more sales. Let's dive in. All right, everyone, welcome back to the Handmade and Beyond podcast. Glad to be back with you guys, hanging out as usual. I'm LL, your host, your guide through your Etsy journey. Hopefully, you guys are doing all right. Hopefully, your summer is going good for you. We are racing through it already. Uh, it is down here in Florida. It is the immediately go outside and sweat weather. So this is our hot season. I still would take it any day over being cold and shoveling snow, but this is the type of season where people escape up north and don't want to come to Florida because it is in the 90s, it's humid, it's hot, but hey, that's what AC is for. That's what a cold pool is for. We can escape into the AC and get cold and then go back outside and sweat if we want. But today I have something for you. I want to give you 5 Etsy ad tweaks to get more sales. And this is going to be a good podcast if you're thinking about doing Etsy ads, if you just started or you've been doing them for a while and they're not really working for you. Hopefully this gives you a couple of things to think about so that you can leverage ads better and get more sales. Before we get started, as usual, I have a freebie for you. I have a free Etsy ads cheat sheet. This will complement this episode well, just like a nice fine wine and cheese board. This Etsy ads cheat sheet will complement your foundation for ads, give you some best practices, some pros, some cons, some success tips, and some other things I threw in there for you. You guys can download that. Get it at handmadeandbeyond.com/Etsy ads. So make sure you guys get that, download that, and read over it. All right, so let's dive into the 5 Etsy ad tweaks you guys can make to get more sales. The first one that I have for you guys, this is more of a mindset, but it is, should you be advertising to begin with? So a lot of people, Etsy ads don't work because it's not the right time for them to start advertising yet. Their business is not set up for advertising yet. You can't just come out of the gate and think you're going to throw money on your listings and on your shop and boost your shop when it's not set up right. You don't have a good number of listings. Your SEO is all messed up. Your pictures are messed up. You don't have a lot of products. Etsy ads aren't going to fix those things. Etsy ads will just amplify those problems. So if you're just coming out of the gate and you still have a lot more work to do in your business, do that stuff first. Don't just throw money at the problem and hope that that's going to fix it, because that's going to amplify the problem and you're going to be wasting money and your business is going to fail that much faster. This is the main thing that I see online. People complain that ads don't work. That they're garbage, Etsy's stealing money from me, they're stealing money from my business. And then you go and look at their shop and it's, for lack of a better term, it's a dumpster fire, all right? It's not set up appropriately. There's a lot of mistakes, a lot of foundational mistakes that they're making. So it's no wonder that their ads aren't working, because Etsy's algorithm isn't going to show people garbage listings, I'm sorry to say. And your stats and how your listings perform do matter. So ask yourself, is it the right time for my business to be starting ads? You don't have to start them right away. I know you see your competition doing them, see other people doing them. It doesn't mean that you should do them too. Now, down the road, when your stuff is set up, you're ready to go, you have a good foundation, absolutely Etsy ads can add a little bit of a boost to your business. But you're never going to run your entire business on Etsy ads. You're never going to make all your profits on Etsy ads. It's going to be a portion. It's going to be a boost. It's not going to be the end all be all. So don't go into it thinking, well, this is the way out. This is the ticket. Your organic sales are still going to be the majority of your sales, not Etsy ads. So keep that in mind as well. That's what you should ask yourself. That is the most important tip and mindset and tweak to before you even get started to consider. All right, so the next tweak I have for you, tip, whatever you want to call it, if your Etsy ads aren't seeming to get sales, they're not working for you, maybe you need to adjust your budget. Look at your budget. Maybe it needs adjusted. So your budget, you have the opportunity to set your own budget with Etsy ads. And depending on how long you've been doing them, it depends on your budget. So if it's not working, maybe you need to increase your budget. You know, a lot of people don't want to do that. That's scary. But depending on how many listings you have, you're only a certain percentage of that budget is going to your listings, each listing. So it takes a little while to show that listing enough times to get a conversion. So it takes time. So if you want it to work a little bit faster, you may need to increase your budget or just wait a little bit longer. Because $5 budget for a couple hundred listings does not go a long way. That gets ate up really quick, but it's spread out over a couple hundred listings. So it's not like that $5 isn't doing anything. It's just taking a little bit more time to allocate that budget and to get enough views per or enough ad views to be able to get a conversion. So the other thing is, maybe you need to lower your budget. If you have a decently high budget, you should still be getting sales, but maybe maybe you're not getting enough sales to make a profit. So maybe you want to lower your budget a little bit, and that may see a change, because that with a tightened budget, the algorithm is going to reset which listings it's showing the most, and it's going to show your best performers the most. So you can see a boost that way too. It's not going to waste budget on your lower performing listings. So I've seen both ways work. It's one of those things you have to play with it. Not every day, make a change and let it sit for a little bit to see if it works. But those are the two tactics that you may want to try. The next one is adjust what listings are being advertised. So the nice thing about the advertising dashboard is you can pick and choose which listings are being advertised. You can sort through them. You can see how they're performing. You can see the stats on them. So if you have listings that are eating up your budget and they're not selling, stop advertising those listings, or stop advertising those listings during a certain period of time if they're seasonal listings. So that is probably the number one thing you can do to get a little bit of a boost, is pick and choose which listings you're advertising based on their performance. Granted, again, it goes back to time. You have to give it time to see how it's going to perform. A lot of people will run ads for a week and they don't get any sales. Turn them off. Ads stink. I'm never going to do it again. Well, a week is not a long enough time, I am sorry to say. You got to be a little bit patient. I know it's harder when you're seeing your money go out the door, but this is just how ads work. It works anywhere like that. It's not immediate. You run Facebook ads, you got to give it time for the algorithm to do its thing before you can make tweaks, make adjustments based on what the data is telling you. The same thing works with Etsy or anywhere else. It's not immediate. All right, so the next one, number 4, is adjust your search terms. All right, so the nice thing about the platform too, and this is a recent change within the last year, is you can go in to each listing that's being advertised and there's a drop down search term heading, and when you hit that, it'll have a drop down of all the search terms that the Etsy ads algorithm is putting out in the Etsy stratosphere to rank and get visits based on those search terms. Those are they're trying to get clicks, they're trying to get conversions. Some of those search terms have nothing to do with your niche, nothing to do with your product, nothing to do with what you're selling. I don't know how they pop in there, but you may be getting ranked and getting shown in front of that keyword, and it doesn't apply to your listing. So the easiest thing to do, and they allow you to do this, is take away that search term so it's not being shown to that audience. For example, if you're selling something with an audience targeting dads and the search term is targeting baby clothes or something weird like that, it does happen. Obviously, you're not going to leave that on there, because then they're going to show your dad item to people looking for baby clothes, and they're obviously not going to buy it. So it's going to eat up your money, especially if they click on it, which they shouldn't, but they may. Either way, it's a wasted ad view. So take that off and go through your listings and start looking at your search terms and adjusting those. And that is something you can actively do to improve performance and kind of help the Etsy ads algorithm. It's not perfect. It's going to make mistakes. It's going to try and rank you for search terms that aren't applicable. So go in there and adjust those, and you should see a nice little boost from your work. All right, so that brings us to the final one, and this is a big one, and that is adjust your SEO. So this is a little bit different than the search terms, because those are pre-populated based on your what the algorithm is categorizing your listing for, but it does impact those. But your SEO is the terms you're using in your title, your tags, and your description. Etsy algorithm looks at all of those, tries to rank you for all of those keywords. And if you don't have the right SEO in your listing, you're not going to do well organically. Thus, you're not going to do well when you're advertising. So that is a good way to tell, hey, if I'm not selling anything organically and I advertise this listing, I'm probably not going to sell it being advertised as well. It's like, again, it goes back. It's not magic. You can't just throw money at it and have it sell when people are seeing it organically and not buying either. It doesn't work that way. So make sure you're going through your keywords that you're using. Are they applicable? Are they targeting the right audience? Are they specific enough? Do they make sense for what you're selling? Go through your keywords, make adjustments, try and get organic sales first and foremost, and then the advertised sales should come as well. So that is really probably the most important thing to any Etsy seller is SEO, and it's the hardest thing to learn and get your head around. And I shouldn't say it's hard to learn. It's not hard to learn. It takes time to learn. It takes time to understand your niche, because every niche is so different. Yes, of course, there's specific best practices and strategies that you can try, and I teach those strategies inside, my blueprint courses and all that stuff. But you have to still dive in and learn your specific niche, learn your niche audience, and that will help you refine and improve your SEO. Do your keyword research, do those things, put in the work, and it'll come back to you tenfold. I promise you that. But you got to put in the work. You can't be lazy about it. You can't just do things off the cuff. You have to continue to improve and learn, and you'll get better at it. You'll refine your skills, and thus you'll refine the sales that you're getting. But that is it, guys. Those are the 5 Etsy ad tweaks and tips I'd recommend you doing and looking at in order to get a boost in sales if you're doing advertising, or if you're starting it, you just started it, or even if you've been doing it a while. Keep those things in mind. I guarantee that'll help you. Should give you a nice little boost with your Etsy ads, because we all want that, the little bit of extra revenue. It definitely helps when we're selling online. Helps ease the frustration, ease the pain of not getting sales. So I want Etsy ads to work in your favor as well. And make sure you guys download the Etsy ads cheat sheet. That'll help you to give you a nice little list of best practices and things to follow. It complements this episode well, and it'll further enhance your ad skills so that you guys can do better online with your Etsy shops. But make sure you guys go to handmadeandbeyond.com/Etsy ads. That is it for this podcast. I'll be back real soon with another podcast for you guys. I appreciate you listening. Have an amazing rest of your day.